All right, we're going to continue with our media availabilities on this Friday following the NASCAR Xfinity Series practice, and we've now been joined by the fastest driver in that practice, Kyle Busch. Kyle, thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and answer for questions. If you have a question for Kyle, raise your hand, and we will start with Tucker. Go ahead.
Tucker White, last word on sports. Kyle, in between the Truck Series final practice and Xfinity final practice, times dropped off, by my count, about almost 6 miles an hour and 10 miles an hour off the track record here. So what exactly is the explanation for that drop-off in speed there?
I mean, it's been a long time since we've been here, and I bet you the tires are a bit harder than when we were here years ago. I know the sidewalls for sure are harder, different constructions, all that sort of stuff. The trends that have gone on for so long over the years would definitely lay into effect on that, and then also just temperature. I don't know when the track record was set, but I'm probably going to mention that it March or April month. So definitely cooler temperatures would do some of that as well too. But fall off today, yeah, just builds and heat, and maybe the resin has something to do too.
All right, thank you.
All right, we're going to take our next question from Bob Pockris. Go ahead, Bob.
Bob Pockris, Fox Sports. Did the track drive the same as it did 11, 12, 13 years ago, or is it totally different?
No, actually is really similar for as much as I can remember anyways. It drove a lot more similar than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be way rougher. Just tracks age, they go through seasons, they get bumpier, they get rougher, but I don't think this place has changed one concrete joint since we've been here, so pretty cool. Looks good. They've done a lot of work here, so looking forward to having a good weekend.
All right, Jerry.
Jerry Jordan, Kicking the Tires.net. It's kind of along the lines I was going to ask you if it was what you remembered, but from being out there on the track, can you take any of this over to the Cup Series, or will they handle similar, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some things that are going to be similar. Tires are the same, so knowing what our car did, on the short run firing off, and then what it did in the long run, and the build that it had, and the change that happened throughout the duration of that run is definitely something that I'm sure will be similar on the other side. So all those things you try to work on and continue to improve and make better. The setups of the cars, though, are completely different. The aero packages of the cars are completely different. But 3,400-pound race cars are still going to trend about the same way.
All right, Steven, go ahead.
Stephen Toronto, CBS Sports. Kyle, when Champions Week was in Nashville a couple of years ago, I think you mentioned that you still needed to get Clint Boyer back for the spring race in '04. Did you and Clint ever resolve that, and what do you remember about that race?
No, I think I'm behind on payback on that one, and he retired too soon. So I'll always go down on a net loss on that one. Hell, I handed him the win when I wrecked Junior at Richmond, so that was another gift for him. Yeah, so to answer your question, I'm definitely behind.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Dustin, go ahead.
I'll have to have Brexton repay Owen a few extra times for the, yeah.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Kyle, certainly here in the last year, we've seen a lot of new owners move up into Cup, and certainly the announcement with Matt Collig today. We've seen it with Justin and others, and I'm curious. Obviously, you've talked about your position in the past, but certainly, for as successful as you've been, and people talk about this seems to be a right time because of the next gen car. Has that ever changed any of your feelings, or even made you even consider it? Obviously, we've even heard Dale Jr. talk about JRMs looked at it, and people never thought that would happen. Has this time period changed, or what's your feelings in terms of potential Cup ownership?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a bit expensive, the first couple of years for sure. But it might then start to kind of equal out and be okay in the long run. But without having I guess if this was back in 2012, 2013 again, when I had the monster opportunity, right, then I would say, hell yeah, it makes sense to do it, because you got to have the upfront money. You got to go get a charter. The only way to do it right is get a charter. Get some of that guaranteed income and stuff like that. So I don't know if there's I've not even looked into it, so I don't even know if there's any charter stuff kind of available or whatnot. But where we're at and what we're doing right now, I feel like is we're in a good spot with the truck stuff. We're obviously with leaders of the TRD driver development program and the beginning of that with, I say the beginning, we're the beginning of it with, ARCA truck on up. So, yeah, it's probably just not going to happen.
Is it as much don't bite off more than you can chew type of thing? Because I think some people would say, for as successful as you've been at this level, somebody like you should be able to come up and make that move and have better chances of being more successful than maybe somebody else just coming in out of the blue.
Yeah, we could do it. I feel like we could do it. I feel like there's some good people at KBM, and it would be okay to go do it. There's the financial piece of it just isn't there. I don't see Toyota coming to us and giving us more or any more than what they're giving Denny and his team. I know they're already maxed out on budget stuff with what they're giving us for our truck deal. And we would need more for the Cup deal. So, but Eric Phillips obviously is a great leader that could probably run that deal. I bet you John Hunter's probably a good enough driver that could run the car. So there's definitely some pieces there that could make the puzzle work, but again, no serious efforts have been looked into. Yeah. Anybody got money? Well, all we got to do is win this thing right here, and we're all there. Yeah? All right.
All right, Chris. go ahead.
iRacing or real life? Real life. I didn't know. Okay. That's good. Don't wreck the 60. So his sales pitch worked on you.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Hell of a sales guy.
Chris Knight, Catchments.com. I want to call off the track if I can, and just about your branding. Are you happy with the Rowdy energy drink and the rollout and everything despite the pandemic? Are you happy and content? Can you give us an update on that?
Yeah. The energy drink stuff, Rowdy is doing well. It's doing good. It's actually better than we'd expected to be at this point. Better than a lot of people expected us to be at this point. We've got a lot of different things, a lot of metrics and stuff that brands always look at, and different institutions give us and stuff like that on where we're at with store distribution, where we're at with sales, where we're at with money made per SKU, and also like social mentions and the building the brand and all that sort of stuff. So it's been going really good. There's probably, I don't know what Jeff Church told me. I think he said there's about 4%, 1% of brands. Yeah, it's like the 1% thing. The 1% of brands that come in will ever make it. And so, he feels pretty strongly that we've got something good going on here. And coming, I don't think it'll be Q4. I think it'll be Q1 next year. We've got another line up our sleeve that we're going to announce. So it'll be pretty cool. Another line. Like, we've got more flavors coming that are in this line, and then we got another idea. Who? Candy? I'm the candy man right now, son. Don't bite off what feeds you. Yeah? How many stores are we in? Like 30,000 right now. And if we continue to win like we've been doing and selling like we've been doing, that'll double by the end of the year. Yeah.
All right, Steve.
Yeah, it's a question I've actually talked to Eric about and John Hunter about with your Truck Series team. The expectations, when you put this together, how is this matched up with it's obviously what you hope, but how is it matched up with what your expectations were for those two getting up to speed so quickly?
Good. Yeah, it's matched up real well. Did I expect them to do what they've been doing? Absolutely. This was kind of the idea and the reason and why we did what we did. Did I think that they would have this many playoff points by this point? Probably not that. But did I think they would have 3-4 wins? Certainly. Did I think they'd beat me twice? No. So we got one more. I told them, don't screw it up. I got to win Pocono, and then he can have the rest of the year. It's all his. So, yeah.
All right, any final questions for Kyle? All right, Kyle, thanks for spending some time with us.